Hi, this is Evan Nierman. I'm founder and CEO of Banyan, an international crisis PR firm. The topic that I want to spend a few minutes on today is cancel culture. It's something that's being talked a lot about in the press, and organizations are rightfully concerned about the threat that cancel culture might pose for them and the future of their organization. So it's a topic that I recently wrote about in Forbes magazine, and I shared with the Forbes readership 5 strategies for how to handle cancel culture, and I'd like to share them now with you. First and foremost, what is cancel culture? There's a lot of confusion around the term. Well, basically what cancel culture means is it is an attempt by people to cancel or boycott someone with whom they have a disagreement, either based on their political affiliation, something they've said or done. But the idea behind cancel culture is essentially mobilizing, especially online, detractors who will go after a person or an organization with whom they disagree and attempt to use a variety of tactics in order to get them canceled or boycotted, however you want to describe it. So the first strategy, if you become the target of an effort, is 1, look and listen. Because if you don't know what's being said about you and your brand, then you're not going to be prepared to respond in any fashion. It's super important to understand the arguments that people are making against you. Perhaps they're based on arguments that are not true, facts that are not facts after all, and you need to set the record straight. But the only way to know what's being said is to look and listen. And that's actually quite easy in this day and age, to just go online and find out what people are saying about you. The second strategy that's essential is to lock down your message. What do I mean by that? All the communications that you put out into the world, whether it's press releases, statements to the media, social media posts, how you talk about your company with employees, with strategic partners, investors, boards of directors, that all needs to be based on core messaging. And the core messaging forms, if you will, the skeleton of the body. So all of your communications efforts comprise the body, but the core messaging is really the skeleton upon which all else hangs. So particularly if you find yourself on the defensive and a target of cancel culture, you're going to want to lock down your message so that you know what you're saying before you push it out there. The third strategy is to seek outside counsel. And it doesn't need to be Banyan. You don't need to reach out to us, although we're certainly happy to talk with you. But find someone who's a trusted advisor who can help you, because when you're on the defensive, when you're under fire, when you're in that pressure cooker of a crisis situation, sometimes it's very hard to make rational decisions, and you benefit immensely from gathering an outside perspective from someone who's not feeling emotionally impacted in the way that you and your organization are when you become the target of cancel culture. The next strategy, number 4, is to get into the fight. What do I mean by that? Do I mean you should actually get into a physical fight? No. Do I mean that you necessarily need to get into an altercation, verbal altercation online? Not necessarily. What I'm saying is you have to advocate for yourself. And getting in the fight means, rather than just sitting back and hoping and praying that this is somehow going to just die down, that's not an effective strategy. That's a strategy of inaction, and you need to have a strategy of action. So you have to get in the fight. You have to do what we here at Banyan describe as press the truth. That means you need to tell your story, because if you don't tell it, your detractors are going to tell it. Other people are going to be talking about you, and you're going to be absent from the conversation. And rest assured, no one is going to tell your story the way that you're going to tell it. No one is going to advocate for you like you're going to advocate for yourself. And the last strategy that I would recommend is rally your supporters. We are an interconnected world like at no other time in our history. And your organization, you personally, have people who believe in you, who recognize the value that you bring. So at a time of need, when you're on the receiving end of cancel culture, that's the time to turn to your friends, your neighbors, your supporters, your colleagues, your coworkers, your investors, all different groups who believe in you and believe in your organization, and get them to help you, because the people who want to attack you are gathering en masse, and you need to do the same. No one needs to fight this fight alone. So again, I hope that you do not become a target of cancel culture. Unfortunately, it's becoming more and more pervasive, but hopefully you'll be able to utilize some of these tips and help yourself and help your organization. I look forward to speaking with you again soon, and best of luck to you.